Hi, welcome to this series of Jaspersoft reports. In this video, we are going to see the nuts and bolts of table component in Jaspersoft Design Studio. The agenda for this session is, firstly, I will walk you through what is table and table component. Then we take a look on what are the features of table component. And finally, we will see an example on how we can create a grid-like report using table component in the studio. Let us get started. What is a table? A table is a collection of rows and columns. What is a table component in the studio? A table component in the studio is a basic element which we use to get grid-like reports. Let us have a look at the features of a table component. A table component is a ready-to-use template. We can avoid crosstabs in a complex reports if we use table components. We can achieve dynamic sorting. We can apply filters on columns for a server view of the report. We can group the data and we can calculate the group level summations. If we go with a table component, we can also achieve grouping the columns of the report. Let us see an example on how we can create a grid report using table component. I am going to demonstrate table component usage with a product detail report. We are going to see how we can create a grid-like view using table component and how we can group the data and how we can find the group level summations by creating a variable. And finally, we will see the usage of no data band within the table component. Let us create a blank report from File, New, Jasper report. Select blank A4 from the reports templates wizard. Click Next. Let us save this report under reports folder of Jasper Reports 2021 project folder. Let us give a meaningful name to the report. I am taking table component product detail report. Then click on Next. From the data adapter dropdown, select the Foodmart database. Let's skip providing the query in this area. So click on Next, then click OK, click Finish. Now we have the design space ready with us. Let us remove the unnecessary bands from the design view so that we can avoid empty spaces when we run the report. Right click on the page header, click delete. Similarly with the other bands, column header, select it, right click on the delete band. Right click on the detail band, click on delete. Then column footer, then page footer, and finally the summary. In order to work with table components, a report at least requires a data set to be created. In the previous videos, we have seen how we can create subdata sets for a report. We are going to do the same here. To do that, from the outline view of the report, select the root node, right click on it, click on create data set. Go with the default options here. That means let us keep the dataset name as dataset1 and choose create new dataset from a connection or data source. Click next. From the data adapter, select the Foodmart database. And now here, let's take the query of the product detail product table. In the PG admin tool, let's query the product table with brand name, product ID, product name, gross weight, and net weight bills. Let us quickly run this report to view the sample records output. It looks like there is some problem with this database in the PG admin tool. Let me refresh this one. So it looks like the database connection is lost. Go to the services. and check for the database service. Let us restart this service here. Go to the pgadmin tool, then refresh the database again. Let's don't worry about the output of this report. We can directly preview the we can directly preview this SQL output in the SQL editor of the Studio. Let's copy this query and paste it in the SQL editor of the Studio. Click on next. And let us push all the fields from the left side window to the right side window. Click next. Let's skip providing the group by field here. Click finish. We can see additionally a node is created in the outline view of the report, which is dataset 1 here. So we are going to feed the data of this dataset 1 onto the table component. So now from the palette, select the table component and drag it onto the title band. In the dataset table wizard, in the table dataset wizard, there are two options. One is create a table using a new dataset, and the other one is create a table using an existing dataset. We have already created a dataset to feed the table component. So let us go with dataset 1, which we have just created. Click on next. In the connection wizard, by default, don't use any connection or data source option is checked. We will use the first option, which is use same JDBC connection used to fill the master report. So let's select the first option, then click on next. We want to have product ID, product name, gross weight, net weight fields on the table component. So let's push the selected fields from the left side window to the right side window and click next. In the table layout wizard, we can see properties like cell borders, colors by schema, cell borders again. And in the bottom, we can see there are several checkboxes available for table component. Table is divided into header and footer. Header and footer again break down into column header, column footer, group header, group footer, and table header and table footer. So for this demonstration, let us go with the default option. We will learn more about these options when we have a outline of the table component. So click on finish. Now we can see the component is showing up on the title band. Let us save this report and run this one. Click on preview button in the bottom. We can see document is empty in the output. This is because we haven't provided any query for the main data set of the report. To avoid this document is empty error messages in any of the report, it is always recommended to write at least a sample query in the report's main data set. We can also avoid providing the query by choosing data type property for the report. That we can do it here. So go back to the design view, select the root node, go to the properties, and the data set type is null by default for the main report. If we choose all sections no detail, we can have the report output of the report. So let's quickly preview and run the report. Now we can see the display of the product details in the output. Let's quickly format this report using some advanced properties. Select the component and look at the properties of this component. So let's go to table. We can see resize the columns taking the space from the next one and fit columns to the table element. So before applying these before learning about these two properties, let's adjust the width of the table component to the width of the title band. So select the element, then click on this fit width band. Now apply the second option, which is fit columns to the table element. As soon as we click on this option, all the columns will take the same width, and those columns will be adjusted to the width of the table component. So click on this fit columns to the table element. We can see all the fields takes the same width, and these text field are fitted in the width of the table component, or say it is proportionate to the width of the band here. The band is title band. So let us adjust the height and remove the empty space. Click on save and preview the report again. So now we have the report displayed, and it is spanned into 2 pages. So this is how we can create a grid-like report using ready to available table component. Now, what if we want to group the data of this table component? Before that, let us quickly format this one. Every table component that we create in the studio will get its own outline. For that, we need to double click on the element, so that on the tabs menu, you can see main report and table outline views separately here. So multi-select all of the text fields here and quickly adjust in the horizontally middle and vertically middle. So save. So we can see there are 3 major nodes available for this table component. The one is styles, which takes the default styles while we creating the table component. Then the data set one, then the table. The core part here is table. If we expand this table node, we can see a table can contain table header, which is this one on the design view, the first row, and the column header where we keep the static labels of the fields, and in the details we keep the actual fields coming from the SQL code. Then the column footer, table footer, and there is a special band that we can apply on the table component when there is no data from the SQL code. So we will see about the usage of this no data band in a few minutes. So now come back to the main report. Okay, let's be in the outline view of the table component and expand this data set one. And the bottom property here is groups. Right click on this one, then click on create group option. A group is created with no field is taken by default. So select the group one created here and provide the expression. We want to group our product details report by its brand name. So let us take the brand name in the expression editor. Click on this icon bar here for the expression and select the brand name field here. Click finish. As we created a group in the table outline, we can see there are 2 nodes added here, which is group header group 1 and group footer group 1. By default, these are grayed out and no height is given. So to add these groups to the report, expand the group header, for example, then select the column 1 here and right click on this and then click on create cell option. So as we selected this group 1 cell, we can see additionally a new row is added in the design space of the report. Now from the fields node, select the brand name and drag it onto the cell that we just created. So drag it brand name onto this cell. Let us go with the default option of no calculation function as we drag this brand name onto the cell. Click on finish here. Let's quickly format this one. Let's bold it, then save and run the report by clicking on this preview button in the bottom. Now we can see the data is grouped by its brand name. We can see Akron is grouped with its related data, American brand is grouped with its related data, and in the bottom we can also see the third grouping for this product detail report. Now let us calculate the group level summations. So we want to have group level summation based on this net weight field. For that we need to create a variable. In one of our previous videos, we learn how we can create variables for a report. Let us go with the easiest option, which is dragging and dropping of creating a variable. For that, we need to be in the data set 1 and then expand this fields node and select the net weight field. The type of this net weight field is float here. So drag this net weight fields just beneath to the net weight field in the column footer of the table component. So in the pop-up, let us select the sum from the available functions. Click on finish. We can see a variable is created as we drag and drop the net weight field. So let's quickly format this one to save, and we can see this variable is created under variables of the data set 1 node here. So if we select these variables, we can see the generated variable for the net weight field. So let us quickly look at the properties of this variable. The name is taken as net weight 1, and the class is float, which is matching to the class of the net weight field. And we have chosen some function for the calculation, and the expression is based on net weight field, and the increment type is none, and the reset type is column. That means whenever the column changes, the variable is initialized to its initial position, which means it goes with the 0 value. Now quickly run the report. See here, the calculation is based on column, so we can see the calculation of the variable is printed in the bottom, but we wanted to have it at the group level. For that, select the variable again and change the reset type to the group 1. Save the report, then click on preview. Again, we don't see the output in the group level. So basically we haven't created the group footer band here, so that is why we are not seeing the group level summations. So to enable the group footer band, go to the table node, select the group footer band here, and expand it, then select the column 4 here. We want to keep it at the right side, so select column 4, then right click on it and click on create cell. So as we create a cell, we can see additionally a new row is created. Let us push this variable to the column 4 that we just created for the group footer band. So let's push this and click save, and then run the report again. Now we can see the group level summation for each brand type. So for example, the summation of this Akron products are 10.3 and 6.23, and the sum is 16.53. Similarly, the group level summations are displayed for the other bands. If we scroll down, we can see the summation of the American band is 155 here, and for the Washington band in the next page, we can see 105.189. So this is how we can create a variable, and we can find the group level summation for the product detail report using a table component. Now let us see how we can make use of this no data band for the table component. We have a special band to display some messages when there is no data retrieved from the uh, database. For that, we need to change the query to not get any values from the database. Let us take brand name as test brand, which will bring us the 0 records from the database. So let's copy this one and let us update the data set one created here. So data set one, right click on it and click on the SQL editor, and let us update this query here. So click OK and click save and click on the preview button. Now we see the empty report in the output. Data set and query. I think it is getting from the cache. Let us preview the data here. So there are 0 records for the SQL provided. Now let us quickly preview this again. Now we can see there is one page of blank output here. Now what if we want to display some message to the user saying that there is no data for the provided SQL? For that, let's get back to the design space of the report. Then from the table node, select the no data band, right click on it and click on this create no data cell band. So it says that if the table will not contain any data, this cell will be printed instead. As we have seen, there is no data is retrieved from the database. We want to display some custom message to the user. For that, let us add a text field to this band, expand it, then let us take this message, no data found from the result set. Click on finish, quickly adjust the height and width of this cell, bold it, and let's represent this with a different color from the properties. Select 4 color as red family. Now when we run this report, instead of getting blank report, we will see this message on the output. So we have saved the report. Now click on the preview button here. Let's run this one. So by default, the table is not taking anything here. So to get work with this no data set, we need to be on the data set one and select the type, change the type to different. Not in the table, but come back to the main report, select the table component, and in the data set, select this when no data type. By default, it is taken as null. Let us change this to no data cell here. So as soon as we select this one, we can see the message on the report output. Yeah. So now we can see the custom message is displayed to the user. So the user will try to change the query or will try to change the parameters that the report is using. So come back to the design mode and let us give it a title to the report. let us take the same name that we created, that we used it for saving the report, which is table component product detail report here. Immediately. Then 14. And let us change the query back to the original one. So instead of taking test brand, let us take some meaningful brands from the database here. Then quickly preview the data. Click OK. Click OK. So now we have data coming from the SQL code, and we also have this no data band enabled for the table component. Now if we run the report, we can see the data displayed for the product detail report instead of getting this custom message on the output. So let's preview and see what happens on the report output. So now we can see the output for the product detail report. So this report output just looks fine to me, but there is a lot to learn on this table component. For example, there are some advanced properties like return data values from the data set that we can see from the properties of the table component. From the properties, we can see, let's be in the outline view of this one and select this one. And if we click on this data set one, like there are some advanced features that we can apply on this table component. For example, return values, parameters mapping, and there are advanced things that we can do on the columns, like how we can group the data. For example, if we want to group the data, we can right select these and we can apply these options on the columns. But we are not going to discuss all these advanced features in this session, but let's park these features for the another session. So this brings us to the end of the session on the table component usage. I hope we are a little clearer on how we can make use of a table component instead of going with the column header and the detail band from the report design view. So that's all for this video. But before we wrap up, let's do a quick recap of what we have seen so far. So we have seen. So firstly, we have seen what is a table component, and then we take a look on what are the features of the table component, and finally, we have seen an example on how we can create a grid-like report using table component, and we have also walked through how we can group the data and how we can create a variable and how we can make use of no data set band for the table component. So that's all for this video. Stay tuned for the more updates on the various concepts and aspects of Design Studio. Thank you.